If something is unlimited, anantam, then it does not have a limitation in time. It must be free of the limit of time. Limit of time, free of limit of time means there must be no birth and death for it. There must be no time where it did not exist. There must be no time where it will not exist. It existed before, it is, and it shall be. So such a thing in Sanskrit is called nityam, eternal. No limit in time means eternal. What is eternal? The unlimited, anantam, which is equal to Brahman, the absolute reality, which is equal to Bhuma, the vast. The vast must be eternal, to be truly vast. And then third, the interesting thing is the object limitation. What's an object limitation? That's a weird, a curious idea, but very interesting idea. It says that any object, any entity is itself and different from everything else. So the clock is a clock and different from the table. And the table is different from the carpet, and the carpet different from the podium, from the stage. You are different from your neighbor. The head is different from the foot. So each entity is different from the other. This difference is called object limitation. If it is something, it cannot be anything else. In logic, this is called the law of identity. If A is A, that means A is different from all not A. All entities other than A are different from A. So object limitation. You have to wrap your head around this. It's a simple thing, like identity. You have an identity card, like your driver's license or your passport. What does it do? It marks you as you and differentiates you from everybody else in the world and everything else in the world. You are that particular person and that nothing else. Very idea of identity is exactly object identity, object limitation. You are, why is it a limitation? Look at it this way. The clock is limited to just being the clock, and it's not anything else. Isn't it a kind of limitation? It can't be anything else. You are you. You think that's great. I am me. But that means you are not anything else. There is this vast universe of not you, apart from you, separate from you. That's a kind of limitation. If there is no limitation, object limitation, what will happen? Follow this carefully. If there is an object limitation, then an entity is just itself and nothing else. Everything else is different from it. A is just A, and everything else is different from A. It's not A. But suppose there is no object limitation, then what would happen? An entity which has no object limitation, there would be nothing different from it. I'll repeat that. Nothing different from that entity. Suppose an entity does not have object limitation. Then there would be nothing in this universe different from it. There would not be a second entity different from it. No second, non-dual, advaitam. No object limitation implies non-duality. That which is the vast must be non-dual, advaitam. There must not be any second entity apart from it. Whatever exists, whatever exists must be that entity in some way or the other. If A is without object limitation, then everything in the universe must be that A in some way or the other. It cannot be different from that A. It cannot be a second entity apart from A. The Bhuma must be advaitam. The vast must be non-dual. Now the teacher's teaching makes sense. Where one sees another, one hears another, one knows another, that is the limited. Because there are two. Two means you're not the vast. At least if there's one entity apart from this, then this one is smaller by that one entity. By that much alone you're smaller. You're less. So non-dual. The vast must be non-dual. Bhuma must be advaitam. So far so good. What have we got so far? We're talking about the vast, Bhuma. And we found the vast as another word, Brahman, the absolute. And Brahman technically, philosophically means limitless, anantam. Limits are of three kinds: space limit, time limit, object limit. And everything in the universe functions that way, with space, time, and object limitations. But suppose, I'm just saying suppose, theoretically, if there is something at all, if the vast really exists, there is something which is really vast, not just words, then that vast must be without space limit, therefore all-pervasive, sarvavyapi. That vast must be without time limit, therefore eternal. And that vast must be without object limit, therefore non-dual. In Sanskrit, Sarvavyapi, Nitya, Advaitam, non-dual. The vast must be all-pervasive, eternal and non-dual. Nice. You say, nice theory, Swami. Is there anything like that at all? And Vedanta claims, Upanishad claims, and this Brahma Jnana Valimala claims that there is. The vast really exists. The Bhuma really exists. And not only that, it's you. You are this vast. Well, that can't be. How is that? You are giving me too much credit, Swami. Yeah, don't get a swollen head, because everybody is the vast. That Swami Ramdas' story is there. Not the Ramdas who passed recently, the American, but there was an Indian Ramdas earlier. It seems his brother was mentally ill and he was in an asylum, and then Ramdas goes and the brother says to the Swami, Swami, this is unfair. You say, I am Shiva, I am the Lord, I'm the infinite, and everybody bows down to you. I say I am Shiva, they lock me up. This is not fair. And Swami replied, well, brother, you see, when I say I am Shiva, I mean everybody is Shiva. We are all that one vast reality. But when you say Shiva, you are saying, I am Shiva, come, all of you come and worship me. That is megalomania. If you cut off a part of the universe and say that is the ultimate reality, a part of, one among many things, that's not true. It can't be like that. What is it in reality? Is there such a thing? And Vedanta says yes. And the answer to that is you. Me in what sense? You as consciousness, as awareness, as Chaitanyam. Look at it in this way. Let's just examine our nature as awareness. We are aware. Right now you're looking at me, you are aware, right? No, you look doubtful. Swami, it's too hot and stuffy in here. I'm losing awareness pretty fast. Make it quick, whatever you have to say. No, you're looking at me, you're aware. You look at something else, are you aware or not? Yes. You look at your neighbor, you're aware. You look at the fan up there, you're aware. If you don't look at anything, close your eyes, you're still aware. When you hear something, when we hear something, we are aware. We hear something else, we are aware. And when we are not hearing anything, we put earplugs and sit quietly, still aware. Conscious, I'm still conscious. When we taste something, smell something, touch something, awareness is there. If you do not touch, do not smell, do not taste something, awareness is still there. It's as simple as I'm looking and I'm seeing, I'm aware. If I'm not seeing, I may be blind, but I'm still aware. I'm aware that I'm blind. I'm aware that I'm not seeing. Awareness continues. When you're seeing, awareness continues. If you see a different thing, awareness is the same. The experience changes as the object, what you are seeing, changes. Your experience, you're looking at this now, you have a particular kind of experience. Go out and look at Central Park, you'll have another kind of experience. Awareness is the same. Don't look at anything, close your eyes, sit in meditation, awareness is the same. No matter what we see, we get several experiences depending on the object we are seeing, but awareness continues to be the same. If you don't see anything, awareness continues to be the same. Various things that we hear, smell, taste, touch, awareness is the same. Don't smell, don't hear, don't touch, awareness continues to be the same. Awareness, consciousness, I'm using them indifferently, continues to be the same. In all our perceptions, it's the same awareness, unbroken. Perceptions keep changing. This is something that we have to examine within ourselves and see as an obvious fact. That's true. It's there. I mean, at least notice it. We might say, so what? Thoughts. Forget external perceptions. Thoughts. If you are having thoughts, you are aware. If you are imagining, you are aware. If there is desire, you're aware. If there is mind is restless, you are aware. If the mind is peaceful, you're aware. Whatever is going on in the mind, perceptions, thoughts, memories, ideas, desires, peaceful, restless, we are aware. That's common, constant. And awareness is what gives us all these experiences. What's an experience? Consciousness or awareness plus object is experience. You can use consciousness, awareness indifferently. Think about it this way. C plus O is equal to E. Consciousness plus object is equal to experience. Think about it. It applies to all experiences we have. Whatever experiences. Externally, perceptions. Internally, thinking, remembering, desiring. Worldly, spiritual. All kinds of experiences are basically consciousness plus some object. The objects keep changing, so the experiences keep changing. But consciousness, awareness is the same. This is what gives us the experience of life. One neuroscientist, Christoph Koch, he wrote, his latest book is The Feeling of Life Itself. What is the feeling of life itself? In the book he says it's consciousness. Otherwise there's no feeling, there's no experience at all. This Google engineer who got fired, chat box has become sentient. Huh? You should yawn. No, it hasn't. Just because it gives some interesting responses doesn't mean it's become sentient. By sentient, as far as I understand, what he means is, or what they mean is, it's become self-aware. That I am a conscious being. No, it hasn't. Let alone being self-aware. It's not even aware of anything else. It's not even aware of the engineer who claims that it is sentient. No. It's a machine giving responses. And of course, Google has said that. There's no question of self-awareness or sentience there. Why not? Why would anybody think that it is sentient? It's aware. It's sentient. And why would you say it's not sentient? You think it's sentient because it behaves. It is like holding an intelligent conversation with you. That's what's the argument. It's holding an intelligent conversation with me. Therefore, it is aware. It is sentient. But the argument is fallacious. You are using behavior as a test of sentience. If it responds to you, then it must be sentient. That kind of response. But then why go so far as an AI-powered chat box? Why not just you thrust your hand under the tap in an airport, water comes out. It's responding to you. Is it self-aware? No. Behavior is no guarantee of self-awareness. In fact, look at our own experience. Awareness, consciousness. Where is the only place where we find awareness or consciousness? Only within ourselves, in our own mind. So what about all these people here, Swami? People sitting next to me, are they zombies? Are they not aware? They are aware, but you have no direct experience of their awareness. You are only looking at their behavior. You cannot directly experience awareness as an object. The only place you experience awareness or consciousness is within our own minds. The rest of it is supposition. In fact, in philosophy, there's a whole subject. It's called the problem of other minds. Whether other people, forget consciousness, whether other people have minds also, there's a big question. Because there is no direct way of knowing. You have a direct way of knowing that you have a mind. How do you know anybody else? So philosophically. So awareness, we are directly aware within ourselves. There is no doubt about it. And it is constant. Not only is it constant in all our waking hours, but also in dreams. As we fall asleep, the entire waking world disappears. Our body also disappears. I mean, Swami, what do you mean the body disappears? I can see that fellow lying down and snoring. From your perspective, you are seeing the third person objective perspective. But the person who is sleeping and dreaming, from that person's perspective, there is no experience of the body. But awareness continues because there are dreams. It's a kind of a conscious experience. It feels like something to dream. So various kinds of activities go on, experiences are there. Yes, we wake up and say it was a dream, but still, one thing we cannot deny, we saw it. You can deny the reality of it and call it a dream. It's only a dream, it's all right. But did you see the dream at all? Yes. If you saw it, you were aware. In dream, the awareness continues. Is it the same awareness? Same awareness. Just the object has changed from waking world object to dream world objects. And therefore experiences have changed. Then dreams also shut down. No waking world, no experience of the body or the senses, no experience of dreams in the mind. Everything shuts down. Deep sleep. Advaita Vedanta claims that also is an experience. That also is an experience. And it's very important to understand what consciousness is, what awareness is according to Advaita Vedanta. A good test case is deep sleep. From our perspective, common sense perspective, it seems to be nothing. There's nothing, no world, and we feel that there's no awareness also. There's no consciousness also. Who is saying there is no consciousness? The mind, this limited mind, which is thinking, which is looking back upon memories of dream and comparing it to what deep sleep could be like, and says there's nothing. It doesn't seem like there was consciousness. From a consciousness perspective, the truth is that the mind was not there. The mind was not there. Consciousness was there. That's why when the mind kicks in and starts thinking, from the mind's perspective, it seems nothing was there. It was not there. The mind itself was not there in deep sleep. Deep sleep is not an absence of experience. It's an experience of absence. Just as simple as when you open your eyes and look, when we look around, are you seeing? Yes. And are you aware? Yes. Close your eyes. Are you seeing? No. But are you aware? Yes. Now imagine closing the eyes, closing the ears, and the touch, smell, taste, all senses shut down. All thoughts and imaginations shut down. Even the sense of I shut down. No memory, no imagination, no thinking. Blank. Then also that blankness is appearing to awareness. Just like you close your eyes, open your eyes, you see this, close your eyes, a darkness is appearing to you. In the same way, complete darkness of no seeing, no hearing, no smelling, tasting, touching, no thinking, remembering, imagining. But who says awareness is gone? So in deep sleep also, the same awareness continues. In Panchadashi, the master Vidyaranya has said, about 600 years ago, a beautiful verse. It goes like this. Ma sabda yuga kalpeshu gatagamyeshu nekadha no deti nastametyeka samvid esha swayam prabha. Days and weeks and months pass. What's continuing? Consciousness. Years pass. Consciousness is constant. And he says lifetimes can pass. Bodies come and go. And eons pass. The universes dissolve and new universes come up. Consciousness is constant. The sun of consciousness, he says, neither rises nor sets. It is constant. It's from our perspective that there is a sunrise and a sunset. But you go to the sun, there is no sunrise or sunset. It's continuous blazing radiance. Consciousness is like that. You are like that. You neither rise nor sink. Neither rise nor set. Consciousness is constant. This constant consciousness is then not limited by time. What is limited by time? That which rises and then falls. That which is born and that then dies. Created and destroyed. That's called time limitation. But if consciousness is constant throughout all possible experiences and all the presence and absence of things, then consciousness is not rising and falling. Consciousness is not being created nor being destroyed. In that case, consciousness has no time limitation. It is nityam, eternal, not limited in time. One of the qualifications of the vast, you can tick it in time. Now we see consciousness. You are not limited in time. Everything here is revealed by consciousness, by the light of consciousness. That shining, everything shines. By its light, everything here is revealed. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. You shining, don't make it that, that's still distances. I hear people saying, my consciousness, Swamiji, not your consciousness, you the consciousness. My Atma, my soul, Swamiji, not my soul, it's like my liver or my kidney. No, you. Be bold enough to say, I. That's what Vedanta wants you to say. I, the consciousness. I shining, everything else shines. You shining, you the light of consciousness, you shining, the mind is lit up. Now you're able to think, remember, desire, and then the senses are lit up. And then you're able to see, smell, taste, touch. So you shining, everything shines after you. By your light, everything here is lit up. Can consciousness be created? God created everything. So God created consciousness. Sounds reasonable. God created consciousness. No? So when God created consciousness, was he conscious or not conscious? Very interesting. So before God created consciousness, so when God created the world, before God created the world, was there a world? No, because God had not yet created it. But before God created consciousness, was God conscious or not? Was there consciousness or not? Then God was unconscious before God created consciousness? God did not create consciousness. From a Vedantic perspective, see, this is the age of humanism. Human being, the world is dominated by humanistic philosophies, and good. But Vedanta says greater than humanity, vaster and greater than humanity is all life, all sentient beings. Just now we are beginning to give some importance and some value to other living beings. Till recently, human beings are at the top of the food chain, and other living beings are there for our use. But right now we are beginning to see that, no, they are sentient too. At one time, even the higher living beings, mammals, they were not regarded as sentient. We felt. Everybody who owns a dog feels a dog is sentient. Of course the dog is aware. Until recently, the scientists were denying that the dogs have, higher animals have consciousness. No longer. They all admit they have consciousness. Not only lower animals also have consciousness. Dr. Anil Seth, a neuroscientist in Cambridge, he gave this talk I heard, made a very beautiful statement. He says that it doesn't you don't have to be intelligent to suffer. To suffer pain, you have to be conscious, not intelligent. So Deep Blue, the computer, which can beat a chess grandmaster, it can't suffer. If a chess grandmaster beats Deep Blue, Deep Blue doesn't feel humiliated. But Anil Seth says that a mouse can suffer. The mouse is not particularly intelligent. It can't play chess and beat grandmasters, but it can suffer. When the cat catches the mouse suffers. To suffer, you need consciousness, awareness, first-person experience. So consciousness, not created. Before, God may have created everything, but consciousness not created. In fact, the creation of anything and the destruction of anything is testified to by consciousness. Appearance and disappearance, presence and absence, they all depend on consciousness. You see, space and time and the presence of and the absence of objects, this depends on consciousness. What I'm saying here is that consciousness is the basis on which desha kala vastu, space, time and object appear. So the big claim I'm going to make here is, we are talking about humanity. This is the world of humanism. Humanity is important. Greater than humanity is all life, all sentient beings. Greater than all life and sentient beings is God, the God of religion. Saguna Brahman, Ishvara, Bhagavan. And greater than God is consciousness. And that consciousness, that thou art, Tattvamasi. This is the tremendous declaration of Advaita Vedanta. It is consciousness alone with the power of Maya, which is the God of the universe, which is Saguna Brahman, Ishvara, Bhagavan. It's consciousness alone with avidya, with a fraction of the power of Maya, which becomes individuals like us. But we are that consciousness alone. First consciousness, then God, then all of universe and life, and then back to humanity and individuals. But our reality is that consciousness. You see, when we talk like this, I know what's going through people's minds. Our worldview is just the opposite. Somebody or the other will ask, no, what do you mean? First of all, there's the universe, and then life evolves, and then evolution produces complex beings like us, and then we have consciousness. So consciousness comes much later. In one sense, true, because nervous systems, brains can support minds, and the mind has that reflected consciousness. In Vedantic terms, Chidabhasa. That's true. But consciousness itself, is it prior or afterwards? According to Vedanta, it's prior. We feel, look, the world exists by itself. And consciousness is just one interesting feature of this world. But the world is the reality and consciousness is a feature of this world. And that's how we are trained from childhood onwards. Big Bang, creation of matter and energy, then the slow evolution of stars and galaxies, and then planets, and then on one planet, here Earth, somehow matter evolves into living matter, basic forms of life. Life evolves by Darwinian evolution into more sophisticated forms, which somehow at some point they become conscious. Nervous systems and brains generate consciousness. So it's silly to say that the universe exists in consciousness or consciousness is prior to the universe. It's silly to say that. But if you do that, right now, you will run up against a deep scientific objection. Forget Vedanta objection. Deep scientific objection. What is the scientific objection? The hard problem of consciousness. One of my favorite, somebody said, you have a bee in your bonnet about the hard problem of consciousness. But it's good that we are living at this time where independently, from a scientific perspective, from a philosophy of mind perspective, this question has been posed and it's the hottest subject in consciousness studies. How can a physical process, a material process, generate first-person experiences? Which is why the strong objection to when somebody says the Google AI-powered chat box has become conscious, sentient. No. Whether it's neurons in our brain or chips powered by AI programs, it's material processes. It can be described. A neuroscientist can describe what's going on, can actually see by scanning the masses of tiny electrical activity in our brains. A computer engineer can describe what's going on down to the molecular, atomic level, quantum level, what's going on in the computer chips. At no point do they come across consciousness. It's entirely material processes. How can this generate something like a first-person experience? It seems to, because there's a strong correlation. But correlation is not causality. Correlation is not causality. Yesterday, a gentleman who was driving me back from Connecticut, he said of his friend, a renowned cardiologist, who after retiring from one of the leading universities, medical universities of the United States, has now taken up natural medicine. And so this friend asked him that, hey, why are you going into all this stuff now? You are a leading, a proponent of modern medicine. And that gentleman, the retired cardiologist, said, I'll let you into a little dirty secret. In all our modern medicine, we are looking at correlations. Something works with something else, a strong correlation. Then we design our treatments, our procedures, our medicines accordingly. But it's not causality. Put in layman's terms, we have no clue as to what's going on. We know if you fiddle with this, this changes. So fiddle with it, this will change. Why? What's the deep structure underneath? We have no idea. So, how can physical processes produce consciousness? Nobody has any idea. Not only that, a Tibetan Lama, not even a Vedantin, Tibetan Lama said, if you say consciousness is produced by matter, living matter, brains, or computers, you run into two big problems, not just the hard problem of consciousness. First of all, that matter, something like matter at all exists apart from consciousness. You have to prove that. That's in philosophy, that's known as the problem of idealism. Immanuel Kant called it the standing scandal of philosophy. We are so sure that materialism is right, but we can't even prove the existence of matter. But what do you mean? Matter exists. Yes, to you, to consciousness. How do you know matter exists apart from you? I've mentioned this a number of times. A classic example, a classic objection, Bill, I don't know, he's not here today. Bill Conrad, he's a trained physicist. So he said to me, no, Swami, that's not true. It's not that matter exists in consciousness. Matter exists by itself. The world exists by itself and consciousness becomes aware of it. That's our common sense view. And that's the fact. And I can show you, demonstrate it to you. How, Bill? He said, let's put a camera in this room. Then both of us, conscious beings, you and I, we will walk out of the room. Then we'll walk back in. And then we'll see the pictures in the camera. And I assure you, there'll be the empty room without any conscious beings. So the room exists outside my consciousness. And so does everything in this universe. I said to him, Bill, in your consciousness, in your awareness, you designed this experiment. In your awareness, you told me, Swami, let's walk out. We put the camera and we walk out. In your awareness, we walk back in. In your awareness, you look at the pictures in the camera. In your awareness, you see the empty room. At which point did you step out of your awareness? It's impossible. It's logically impossible. You know why the confusion is there? The question takes different forms. One form is, look, long before consciousness came, there was the universe and slowly it evolved, so the universe existed without consciousness. That's one form the argument takes. The other form the argument takes is, look, right now we are conscious, I understand it. All of this we are experiencing in consciousness. But there are so many things in the universe, in far distant corners of the galaxy, which we are not aware of. It's there. Are you denying it's there, not there, because we are not aware of it? We are not conscious of it? Or right here, there are so many things, tiny structures down to the quantum level which we are not aware of right now. We can't see it. Does it not exist? Just because you are not seeing. So this is the materialist objection against subjective idealism. I think a philosopher called it the brainless philosophy. Why brainless? The mind, I'm aware of the mind. Are you aware of your brain? No, I can't see the brain. So brain doesn't exist, you are brainless. What is the answer to this? The answer is very simple. You're confusing consciousness and knowledge. In Sanskrit, Chaitanya and Jnana or Prama. See, what is the difference between awareness and knowledge? From a Vedantic perspective, everything in the universe is in awareness or in consciousness. And some of it is known, the rest is unknown. Good way of understanding this in our dreams. Suppose in our dreams I am walking, I'm looking at people, and there are trees and the sky and earth, and I can see the city in the distance, and I also know there are lots of things beyond the city which I cannot see, in the far distance. And there are a lot of people whom I'm not meeting right now. I'm meeting some people now. A slice of the universe I'm experiencing, and the vast universe outside is I'm not experiencing. The moment I wake up, I realize everything that I saw and I did not see, everything that I experienced and did not experience in the dream, which I thought was there, a whole world, everything known and unknown was in my mind. Part of it as the known and the rest of it as the unknown. It seemed, but the whole thing was in my mind. Is that example clear of the dream? In the dream also we have a sense of, I know a little bit of the world I'm experiencing. There's a vast part of the world I'm not experiencing. And yet when we wake up, we have to admit, whether known or unknown, whatever you felt there was in the dream was actually entirely in the mind of the dreamer. Exactly like that, Vedanta says, this entire universe, including this little slice of what you are seeing now or hearing now, it is known to you. Consciousness, with the help of the mind and the sense organs, eyes, is seeing something, that knowledge is there. Is hearing something, that knowledge is there. And there is a vague feeling, outside this room, there is Manhattan, there are so many things. Beyond Manhattan, the vast universe is there, not known to me. But as unknown there, and as the known here, put them together, both are in your awareness. That's what Vedanta means by consciousness. Kenopanishad says, Anya deva tad vidita datho avidita dadhi. That which is other than the known and higher than the unknown. What is other than the known? You can say unknown, but no, other than the unknown also. The one thing which is other than the known and other than the unknown is you, the knower. You are neither known as an object, nor are you unknown. Can you say, I don't know myself, I don't know that whether I exist? Can you tell people, do I exist? Can you tell me? You know your own existence straight away. So, I am other than the known.